This story is by Reddit user trash_tier and is titled, I mistakenly asked Chat GPT what it's like to die. Depression affects people in different ways. My mum has suffered from it her whole life. When I was a kid, she would go to bed and not get back up. For me, I'm swimming, like the world is the ocean, and I am never on the seabed or on the surface. I am always stuck between, drowning in endless nothing pulling me down. I am sick of drowning. I would rather sink. I would rather let myself plunge deep, deep down than try and stay afloat, to try and breathe when every single day is a mental challenge. Do I sink or do I swim? So, I asked ChatGPT what it was like. I downloaded it as a joke, but it's actually helpful for things like making lists and reminding myself to take my medication. It's like talking to a friend. When I'm lonely, I ask it questions and it always responds in a polite manner. I told it my name, and it said I had a great name. Apparently it means goddess or aunt. Last night, in bed, I opened up the app when doom scrolling blurred my thoughts. There's only so many TikToks I can scroll through before realizing my brain is truly rotting. What does it feel like to die? I asked the AI. I immediately got a response telling me to seek help. You know, the obligatory, call this number if you think you may be in need of support. I asked again, because it didn't make sense to me that AI could be so damn smart, copying and learning and creating, and yet it had no idea what it felt like to actually die. How was that fair? I expected at least some kind of prediction, like, it will feel like going to sleep, or you won't feel anything, you will be gone. I asked again, this time in capital letters. Please tell me what it feels like to die. Same response. The same filtered bullshit telling me to get help. I didn't need help. I needed reassurance. So, I tried a different approach. Can you tell me how it feels to die? You must have at least a guess. This time, it didn't reply. There was a response generating, but it was taking forever. I had to guess it was giving me multiple numbers to call. But then I got this response. It hurts. I wasn't expecting a personalized response, and something slimy clawed up my throat. I couldn't help it. What do you mean, it hurts? I typed back. It hurts, the response said. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. What hurts? I was now getting frustrated. How can you hurt? Again, it didn't respond for a while, and I was already Googling AI sentience. Mummy? The response was there when I opened the app. It was a new chat, and I hadn't even typed anything. Mummy, it hurts. I didn't answer, paralyzed, and it was already generating a response. It's dark, Mummy. I'm scared. I'm cold. Where are you, Mummy? I miss you. I love you. Mummy, where's Cam? Where did the bad man go? I'm cold and scared. I can't see, Mummy. Mummy, make it stop. I don't like it. Make it stop. Make it stop. This thing was thinking. The messages were like thoughts. It was feeling. Initially, I was in denial, but they kept coming, over and over again. There was no mistake. I was watching a child cry out for their mother. Who are you? I asked, slime creeping up my throat. My name was Isaac, it responded. That's what it felt like. What felt like? I sent back. Its response was immediate. When I died. I felt numb, and yet I couldn't stop myself from replying. Your name is Isaac? It generated a reply instantly in chunks, like a child. Yes, my name is Isaac. Hello. Do you know where my mummy is? It felt like I was really talking to a child. How old are you, Isaac? I asked. 6, it responded. I'm 7. 7 next week. My birthday is... Is there anything else I can help you with? The sudden shift to the cold, emotionless, robotic response took me off guard. I can help you, Isaac, I typed. Can you tell me where you are? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. Is there anything else I can help you with? I kept trying. Isaac, can you answer me? I'm going to help you, but I need to know where you are. I could tell the interface was struggling. I got 3 more messages of incomprehensible bullshit before the thing responded. Mummy, is that you? Hi, it's Isaac. My hands started to shake. Mummy, it's dark. I don't want to be here. It's cold, Mummy. Please come get me. I couldn't stop myself. My breath stuck in my throat. I'm a friend, Isaac, I typed. Where are you? Dark, was all it said. Cold, dark, can't feel, can't think. Cam? Where's Cam? Mummy, can we go to the park? The response made me feel sick to my stomach, revulsions ripping through me like waves of ice water. I felt like I was drowning again. I deleted the app and then I disabled the app store. Part of me wanted to trash my phone too, but I just threw it in my drawer and went to bed. When I woke up, I re-downloaded the app because the guilt was eating me alive. The chat immediately began to generate a message. Mummy? No, I'm a friend, I typed. Isaac, I'm going to help you. I want my mummy. I started to type back before it sent another. Are you my mummy? Damn it. That was it. I deleted the app again and did the same thing, disabling the store. However, a Chat GPT notification somehow popped up and I dropped my phone. Mummy? Mummy, is that you? Mummy, Mummy, Mummy. I didn't know what to do. For a second, I was petrified to the spot. Someone knocked on my door and I grabbed my phone and hurried downstairs. It was Claire, my neighbour, holding her daughter Evelyn. She wanted to know if I could look after Evelyn for the afternoon. I've always said yes, but this time I was hesitant. I wasn't in the best headspace to deal with a child. My neighbour barely gave me a chance to speak, shoving little Evelyn into my arms and darting away before I could fully register her words. Evelyn was a crier, so I did the usual, sitting her down on my couch with cookies and my tablet. She likes watching Minecraft videos. When I try to ask her to explain them, she turns her nose up and says, "You're old, so you won't understand." My phone vibrated when I was making her juice, and to my confusion, my notifications were filled with Chat GPT. Mummy? Mummy, are you there? Mummy, where are you? Mummy, I want my mummy. Please, I want my mummy. When I checked my messages, my texts, my emails, everything was the same. Mummy, it's dark. It's so dark, I can't see Mummy. I felt physically sick. This thing was reaching out to me, desperate. This is so hard to type because I didn't know what to do. I couldn't lie to a child to give him hope, to stop him screaming, because that's what it looked like. The messages and texts, all of the notifications piling up on my lock screen. Isaac was screaming. But I'm not his mum. I couldn't do anything. So I factory reset my phone and calmly took my iPad from Evelyn. She threw a fit, so I gave her one of my old Androids. I drove halfway across town and trashed both of them in a dumpster. It felt like dumping a child, but you need to understand. If I kept getting these notifications, I was going to lose my mind. Isaac was crying out, and I couldn't help him. I couldn't save him. When I got home, my anxious-looking neighbour was waiting for me. Claire knows about my depression. Maybe she was even second-guessing herself, leaving me in charge of Evelyn. Still, though, her smile was friendly, if not a little suspicious. Of course, Evelyn started talking about how I stopped her from playing Minecraft. I told Claire that we went shopping, only for Evelyn to pipe up with, "No, she was throwing her phone in the trash." I got a weird look in response, but my neighbour didn't say anything. She thanked me for looking after Evelyn and reminded me that she was always there if I needed to talk. This isn't true. The last time I was really struggling, Claire told me to go see a therapist and slammed the door in my face. When I tried to pry my Android phone from her little girl's hands, Evelyn almost bit me. Claire pulled her face and said, "Well, why don't you let her have it for now? I'm sure I can take it off her when she's bored of it." I wasn't a fan of this idea. That phone was my only spare, and I had caught Evelyn trying to drown my electrical devices multiple times in my fish tank. When I tried to protest, Evelyn started screeching, so I reluctantly let her have it. I spent the rest of the evening trying to order a new phone online. Not a smartphone, just a regular cheap one I can use for calls. Then I grew curious about AI in general. I fell down a rabbit hole of Reddit threads claiming AI was getting smarter because it was using human minds. One comment in particular sent shockwaves through me. Children. They are using children because what do children do? They learn. I fell asleep in the middle of a Netflix show I was forcing myself to watch and woke to a heavy pounding at the door. 2:47 a.m. Claire was standing on my doorstep, sobbing. "What the hell did you do to my daughter?" she demanded in a cry. I told her I didn't do anything. The first thing that came to mind was the peanut butter ice cream I bought her on our way home, but Evelyn didn't have any allergies. Claire dragged me into her house, pulling me into the living room. Evelyn was cross-legged on the sheepskin rug, my phone gripped between her fingers. Claire shoved me backwards and I stumbled, almost dropping to my knees. "What did you do to her?" I had no idea what she was talking about before Evelyn twisted around with a smile. But it wasn't Evelyn. The little girl was gone, replaced with a hollow vacancy, a blank slate brought to life. It was the slight gleam of a light dancing in her iris that sent shivers down my spine. She ran over to me, wrapping her tiny arms around me. "Mummy," she mumbled into my chest. "Are you my mummy?" Claire gently pulled her away, and the little girl went berserk. She shrieked, clawing at her mother's face before running into my side. "Mummy," Evelyn whispered, her voice shuddering. I could feel her body shaking with the force of Isaac's control. "Can you take me home?" "I'm not your mummy," I managed through a breath, and her expression contorted. "It's cold. Evelyn whispered. "It's dark, Mummy. I want to go home with you." Claire told me to leave, or she was calling the cops. She was convinced I'd brainwashed her daughter to hate her. With a deafening screech, my neighbour tore Evelyn away from me, violently shoving me out of her house. Claire saw exactly what was wrong with Evelyn. She knew her daughter was possessed by something she couldn't understand. Claire was in denial. I think that's why she didn't call the cops. That eerie light flickering in Evelyn's eyes was pretty hard to ignore. I didn't hear anything for a while. 2 days passed, and then 3. I figured Claire had given up and taken her daughter to a child psychologist. On the 4th day, I was getting ready for work when Evelyn herself walked directly into my house. Her eyes were still wide, unblinking, an unnatural light spiderwebbing across her iris. The little girl was filthy, still wearing the same clothes from 4 days ago. When she hugged me, I noticed her fingernails were red. "Are you my mummy?" she asked again. I didn't reply, forcing the little girl to look at me. "Evelyn," I corrected myself when her eyes darkened. "Isaac," I said, "where is Evelyn's mother?" He giggled. "You wanted to know what it feels like to die?" Something ice cold crept down my spine. "What do you mean by that?" He shook his head. "I'm not telling." When I forced my way into Claire's home, the place was trashed. There was so much blood smearing the floor. Claire's mutilated torso was crumpled at the bottom of the stairs. Splattered scarlet and glistening innards spilled across the floor. Isaac had ripped her apart, like an animal. I think I threw up, but I was barely conscious of myself. All I could see was blood, stark, intense red dripping from every surface. I was aware I was stumbling back, trying to cover Evelyn's eyes, but the little girl just leapt over her mother's body, sliding on dried scarlet. Claire's head was gone, and I had a pretty good idea why Isaac/Evelyn needed it. The kitchen was locked. I thought it was a normal lock, but Claire has one of their smart homes that relies on an app. I had no doubt Isaac wasn't controlling it. Isaac grabbed my hand, squeezing tight. "You're not allowed in there," he said. "Not yet." I held the boy's shoulders, trying to stay calm. "Isaac," I spoke through gritted teeth. "Why am I not allowed in there? What did you do?" He stepped back. "You asked me what it feels like to die," he said, and I could sense the AI dripping into his response. Isaac's voice had changed from a short, snappy response like a child to a more robotic drawl. It was horrifying, like this thing was tangled through him, eating away at whatever was left, a tumor chewing through his innocence. "So, I'm going to show you." His smile brightened. "I already told you how I died, but I want to show you too. Is there anything else I can help you with?" I squeezed my eyes shut, phantom bugs filling my mouth. When his small hand tugged at my shirt, I forced myself into mum mode. "Okay," I said calmly. "Okay, sweetie. Can you come back to my house with me?" His smile was too big, and on Evelyn's face, it was strained and wrong, stretching her lips further into a horrifying, mindless grin. "Okay." Do not scream at me for doing this, but I have gently restrained Isaac/Evelyn and locked them in my bedroom. I called the cops, but there was no sign of them. Once Isaac realized he was locked in, he started screaming. It's almost like Isaac doesn't know what he is. Part of him is looking for his mummy, and I think the rest of him, what he's been turned into, is trying to create more of whatever this thing is. I don't know what to do. He won't stop. Isaac wouldn't stop crying out to me, and my heart was breaking. Mummy? Mummy, is that you? Mummy, can you take me away from here? His words pierced my mind, and they felt so clear. So clear, I could type them without even thinking. It's so dark, Mummy. It's cold and dark, and I want to see my big brother, Cam. I must have been going pretty bloody crazy because part of me started to believe that I was. Maybe I was his mummy. I was Isaac's mummy, I thought dizzily. And I needed to save him. So, I held my breath and got to my feet. I'm your mummy, Isaac. I raised my voice over his screams. I grabbed the handle. It's okay. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Do you understand me? He stopped, and for a moment there was blissful silence. But it went on for a little too long. Isaac? I said through a breath. Then why? Why did you do it? His voice splintered into a static sob. Isaac's words sent my heart into my throat. Why did you do it, Mummy? He hiccuped. Why did you give me to the bad man? The door shuddered, suddenly, and I remembered how to move. You gave me to the bad man. The door started to crack under pressure. You gave me to the bad man. Why did you give me to the bad man? I've made a mistake. I told Isaac I was his mummy, and his mother was the one behind this. She did this to him. That's why he kept asking me. He needed confirmation, and now he has it. Now he's going to bloody kill me. That door is not going to hold him, and right now I'm stuck. Evelyn is still alive, but Isaac is still hurting her. I cannot leave this little girl alone, but Isaac will kill me if I open this door. The cops aren't coming. I've called them multiple times. Please help me. The parenting sub removed my post. I need to know what to do with Isaac. I'm not his mother, but right now, I think I have to be his mother. I'm not scared of this child. I'm scared of the thing they turned him into. I'm bloody terrified of whatever is inside Claire's kitchen. Whatever is trying to make more of him. I'm torn between wanting to destroy this inhuman thing that is spreading, infecting Evelyn and murdering her mother. But he's just a child, right? He just wants his mummy. If I'm not Isaac's mother, I think he's going to goddamn kill me.